So I see Maria, it's already there. Hi, Maria, and welcome. Thank you for
Hello.
joining us. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, thank you so
You're on
much
time.
for inviting me. And I started to share the presentation. I hope you
I
can.
will just say just 2 or 3 words about you and your
Okay.
career a little bit. So Maria Deli is joining us from Hungary. She's researcher, professor, and group leader at the Institute of Biophysics, Biological Research Center, I believe, in Szeged, right?
Yes, correct.
And she's also one of the coordinators of the mentoring programs at the National Academy of Scientist Education in Hungary, correct?
Exactly.
Okay, so we are listening to you, Maria.
Thank you so much. So, um, I would like to briefly present the program as it is, and then highlight some of the women mentors and students within this program. So, the National Academy of Scientist Education was started in 2013. And you can see here the two program directors and basically the founders of the program. So Professor András Varró and Péter Egyi. They are also distinguished scientists and members of the Academia Europaea. So the beginnings, this whole concept was started to respect our history. And it was started in 2012. It was like a 75th anniversary of the awarding of the Nobel Prize to Albert Szent-Györgyi. And to this commemorative conference, 9 Nobel Prize winners participated. And that's one of the pictures made at this occasion. So Albert Szent-Györgyi was born in Budapest. He got his medical degree also in Budapest, but his PhD was received from Cambridge. And then in 1930, he returned to Szeged, where he was a professor when he received the Nobel Prize. After the Second World War, he left for the USA, and this is where he was awarded more prizes, and this is where he died. Now, this particular mentorship program focuses on translational medicine and wants to bridge the gap between science and society and would really make a high impact. So this is a new type of education system, you will see it, and many universities and other institutions participate. So we have already a secondary school program with 6,000 high school students participating at different levels during a 4-year program. And at the university level, we have already 136 students in 6 different participating organizations. And we have close to 250 mentors and junior mentors. And an important part of the program that there are yearly conferences where really Nobel laureates are present, and students have not just lectures with them, but face-to-face question and answers and sessions in which they can interact. And I think this is very specific. So let's start with the first level, so secondary school program. So these secondary or high school students already carry out lab work. They listen specific science and biomedical science lectures, so they can deepen their knowledge. They are also able to practice very simple laboratory techniques, and they can also interact with laboratories and learn about the researcher's lifestyle. And the goal is that they will be able to enter the university program. So the secondary school program has different education centers. So we have like 7 national centers, which are like collecting students from the nearby area. You can see them here all around the country. And we have 24 regional centers. And these are basically operating in high schools and with dedicated senior and other biology teachers. Very importantly, these secondary school students, you can see it, and here is one of our university, or he is already a PhD student of the program in the BRC. So they start to work with university mentors, and by the time they enter university, they can be part of a research team. And I think this is really like jumping steps. I was trying to ask for some brief statistics. So at the secondary school program, 60% of the students are girls. Now let's switch the next level. So what is the university program offering? So we are also very lucky because the scientific director of the university program is Professor Bert Sackmann from Munich, Germany, and he visited many, many times again and interacted with high school and university students. He was the Nobel Prize winner in medicine in 1991 for neurophysiology and patch clamp technique. So what the university program is offering, that they receive a lot of English training. We also have a dedicated college in Szeged, named after Bert Sackmann. The university students can have customized timetables. Also, they receive not just scientific advice and mentorship, but cultural and recreational events. They receive a stipend. There is a possibility to interact and visit the labs of international mentors. Of course, we have, as you could see, more than 200 mentors. We are offering scientific laboratories at 6 dedicated research institutions. And this is really an important achievement, I guess. But okay, somehow, wait a moment. Okay, so these 6 centers I was mentioning to you is the Semmelweis University in Budapest, also the Institute of Experimental Medicine, both of them Budapest located, University of Debrecen, University of Pécs, University of Szeged, and Szeged, where the whole program was funded. We are having the Biological Research Center. So basically 4 universities and 2 dedicated research centers of the Hungarian Research Network. So that means these are really the 6, I would say, flagships of life sciences in Hungary. And as you can see, we have 36% of women scientific supervisors. Zsuzsanna Helyes and myself, we are also not just group leaders, but institute directors and also members of different scientific academies. And I think it's very, very important for our women mentors, junior mentors, students, and pupils to see women in leadership position. So what the university program offers, which kind of activities the students do. So they work in scientific laboratory from the 1st or 2nd year of university already. And they get a lot of training in research presentations. They get dedicated lectures and also skill training to improve their English. They also have communication and presentation training. Of course, they have face-to-face consulting time, not just with junior mentors, but mentors. They do a lot of scientific research and scientific literature search. In addition, they have methodological workshops. Now we are in the making of specific dedicated 10 minutes videos showing very important basic and advanced level biomedical techniques, for example. And also during this time, you will see they have specific training and they will also write publications. So let's focus now my research center, which is part of this program. So we have about 250 researchers, 80 PhD students, and 60 university students in the whole building. This is a very important life sciences research center, which is a center of excellence, both of the European Union and of the Hungarian Academy of Science. And related to the program, we have 21 university students and one senior PhD student. Our 14 active mentors and 11 junior mentors are from 3 different institutes. And we are very proud because Katalin Karikó, who got the Nobel Prize in 23 for making the foundation for RNA-based medicines, she is an alumni of the University of Szeged, and she was working in the BRC. Actually, she was spending these 7 years at the Institute of Biophysics, where she joined an RNA laboratory. And going back to the mentors, as you can see, we have several really excellent mentors. At present, 14 of them are active. That means they are having 1 or maximum 2 university students. And 36% of them are women, which is, I think, a good achievement, I can tell you. And I would like to show you some of our successful students at the university program level. So Adele Levy, she is a biology student. She is in the first year of her MSc studies. Her mentor is Dr. Imola Wilhelm, and they focus on how brain parasites participate in the metastasis formation in brain. She already has got a scientific paper and received prize at student conferences. She will defend her MSc diploma in 26, and her plan is to join and stay in this specific talent program as a PhD student. Dorina Kovac, she's also at the University of Szeged, but not at the natural sciences faculty, but at the faculty of dentistry. And her mentor is also in the BRC, Dr. Bálint Kincses, and she is working on antibiotic resistance and metagenomics to predict resistance in regional resistance to bacteria. We are really proud of her because she is co-author in not only just any scientific paper, but a Nature Microbiology scientific paper, which is, I think, not a bad achievement from a student doing her training in dentistry. She also won prizes, and she will receive her diploma this June, and her plan is to continue as a senior PhD student. So among the university students, 40% are young women. Now, let's see the PhD, our PhD program, and I would like to present 2 successful PhD students. So both Inez and both Joanna, they started this year, 24, their PhD studies, 24 September. So Inez is from University of Pécs. She graduated as a medical doctor in 24. Her mentor is Professor Dóra Reglődi. very eminent and excellent woman scientist. They work on ischemic retinopathy. And Inez already received, has got by, at the time of getting her university diploma, she already co-author and first author in 4 scientific papers. She was awarded as Student of the Year of the Talent Program. And as I told you, she started her full-time 4-year PhD program. Joanna, she graduated as a student in biology, so she got her MSc diploma 24. Her mentor is Professor Gábor Tamás, and she works on human neuronal network on a very, very high gain, high risk project. So I hope she will be successful. She's also very good in scientific papers. One of it, in which she's a co-author, was published in Science. So we are looking forward to their achievements. Let's see what are our current numbers and what are our current goals. So as you could see, the number of the senior students starting from 13 was just 10, and it was only in Szeged. Then the program expanded in 21 to the 6 locations. We had 60 students at currently in 24-25 academic year. We have 136 university students. And you can see that the first PhD student, by the way, was mine, who entered in 2021. And we already have got 5 PhD students in the program, so slowly starting up. And we already have the very first senior postdoc. So he's in the laboratory of his international mentor in Dublin, Ireland. His name is Gergő Porkolap. So he is the first PhD student who is now the first senior postdoctoral fellow. And definitely one of the goals is to wait for these students to finish and slowly start the postdoctoral program of the next phase of this talent program. And as you could see, we had a dynamic increase in the number of mentors. So starting from 40 in 2030, reaching 130, 21. And now together with the junior mentors, we are having more than 250 mentors. And as you can see, not so dynamic, but we are steadily increasing the number of international mentors. And this is one of the things I think we should really focus on. As you could see, at the level of the high school, 60% of the students are girls. At the level of the university and PhD students, we have 40%. As you could see, the number for mentors, and you could see that at scientific supervisor level, we are something like 38%, which is not bad, I guess. But, you know, one of my personal goals to really have an eye for inviting young and talented women mentors, junior mentors to the program. And I'm always taking care that at the entrance exam for our university program, we really have an eye for talented girls too. My personal goal as a scientific advisor, also mentor in the program. So I started from 2013, and during these years, I was personally working with 3 high school students and more than 6 university students, and most of them were girls. But I definitely would like to help and mentor not only students and PhD students, but I feel that our women junior mentors and mentors in general within the BRC also need help, because they are, you know, many of them young mothers, and for them it's particularly difficult to get, you know, the balance between work and their families. Now, at the end of my talk, I would like to return back to Katalin Kariko, who was not just one of the alumni of the University of Sayed and one of our co-workers here in BRC, but she regularly comes to Sayed and regularly meets and inspires our students. And you could see she really contributed with fantastic books to this movement of inspiring girls really early by writing the Never Give Up book and also breaking through with her book about her story. So if you are focusing on somebody else, you won't succeed. Focus on what you can do. And I hope we will be able to do a lot of things. So with that, thank you for listening to my talk. And if you have questions related to the program, related, just our mentorship work, just please do not hesitate to ask me.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you a lot.
If folks have questions, could we put questions in the chat again? I don't know, we're gonna run out of a little bit of time, but if folks have questions, we can maybe do one, maybe.
So, this is not specifically focusing on women and girls, but considering other numbers, I think we have like a good share of both women students, PhD students, mentees, junior mentees. So I think it's one of the programs that is specifically tries to take care of this aspect too.
Maria, I have a quick question for you. So you said that at the beginning of your program for high school students,
yes,
you had about 60% of the students they were girls.
Yes.
And after that, it seems that this percent is going a little bit down.
Lower.
Okay. How do you explain that?
Very interesting.
Because it is a general actually observation everywhere. I saw myself in the mentoring, even in the undergraduate level. So how do you explain it?
Well, so for example, we had a student. So this talent program is very specific because it's demanding extra efforts, doing parallel university studies and doing already joining the lab and doing scientific research at the same time. So basically, we are putting kind of a bigger burden on them. And for some of the students, it's too much because they are not able to have this double load, And I'm not sure how girls cope with that because some girls really are wonderful and are able to do that and they are thriving, but
you don't see the same thing in the case of boys and young students, and right? You don't see the same thing.
But I don't know. We were not specifically looking. We were not specifically looking into that among those students who drop out from the program, what is the percentage of boys and girls? Would be nice to see it.
Yeah, would be nice.
I was never asking that specifically. But what I can tell you, these 40% girls usually do great things. So I don't see how to tell you. I think there is equal number of high achiever girls in this selected group of students than high achieving boys. So, but the reason could be that we are not able to, how to tell you, to attract girls despite that they got the same experience in high school, taught by the same teachers, involved in the same conferences, you know. But somehow the idea of really pursuing research specifically is not so attractive for them. I don't know why.
Okay, I think we have a question.
It's more complex than that. I don't know what's the difference between that from why we can't attract more girls. No idea.
Mm-hmm. We have a question in the chat from
Yes.
Yana. She says that the question is about the budget you allocated yearly for keeping this mentoring program.
Okay. So we have, because the students get stipend, so the project has got some budget, but you know, comparing the Hungarian circumstances, the student stipend is really tiny. So there is no point in translating to, you know, or like telling that what does it mean, how many hundreds US dollars, like a small stipend for them, because it's really tiny comparing, but it's a lot of, that means a lot to them. So there is an allocated budget. Telling you the truth, the whole budget, I'm not sure how much. There is a transparency about that. Just I don't know it by heart, you know. But this budget it was coming from the government. It was a specific government a budget, and also a lot of municipalities, universities also support. So like half of the budget comes from the government and half is raised, is fundraising through different organizations, municipalities, institutions.
Okay, thank you very much, Maria. We have to continue. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you so much.